Welcome back here to Freshwater Beach, of course, on the Sydney Northern Beaches, just north of Manly. Summer Surf Round 9, and Josh, here we go. What a finish to the Open Ironwoman now. The big boys come out to play in the Open Ironman.
Yeah, and if we thought the girls' race was good, this one is almost going to be better. As you take a look at the field, we go down that line, number 7, Shannon Eckstein, 9 times Kellogg Series champion, and pretty much the master of all kinds of surf racing. He's in here having a crack. But the new young guns that we're going to be coming through, Kendrick Louis, Tannen Linden, Jackson Maynard, Jack Moyes, we haven't seen much of him in the summer of surf so far, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes, finishing up with the veteran Nathan Smith, and of course Hayden White, the leader of the summer of surf Ironman so far, and somebody who's desperate to have a crack at this qualifying series.
Yeah, on board with Shannon Eckstein here as they get underway, but just ridiculous fields. If you don't know anything about surf lifesaving or Ironman racing, this is the first one you've ever seen. Well, you're in luck because Christmas has come early. This is the best field you'll see this summer so far. The best in the business are all here, and you can't afford to make mistakes at this level. You will get punished. On board with Hayden White. We know what a dominant craft competitor he is.
Yeah, he's currently in the lead of the Surf Ironman qualifying series, along with Max Brooks from Newport, and he'll be desperate for a good result here, Kurt. As we see the boys heading out to field, they haven't formed that V yet. The flat water will do that. They're going to go out on their own, really push. Look at Shannon here, great technique, pumping and driving with those legs of his. He makes it look so effortless, and that's the technique. If you're watching at home, that's the way you want to ski paddle.
Well, I think we get privileged sometimes as we see the boys make their way out, and it is Hayden White just in front, Kendrick Louis on the outside of him. Obviously, every time Shannon Eckstein gets to race, we see him go inside there. It's just a privilege to get to watch him race. He's the greatest of all time. He's so dominant, and to be able to obviously commentate these races with him, it's rare because he's not going to be around forever.
No, that's it. It's a real pleasure as we see the boys go around. He's just getting caught on the inside. There's so much crash and bash. That's Luke Cuff, another Ironman Series competitor on his outside. But as we take a look at the boys coming on the way home, that's Warilla Barrack Point there on the blue and white and black ski. Ben Carberry, another guy chasing Surf Ironman qualifying series. But there's one man out in front at the moment, Hayden White.
Oh, out in front and doing it in style, Hayden White. You can just see now Kendrick Louis on the right-hand side from the Newport Club. We saw him at Interstate last week. Look at him working these runners. Louis on the top of screen there on that red ski, and then, Hayden White cuts him off. So cut off there in front. Hayden White, no love lost to these boys at the top.
No, I don't know what Kendrick was doing there. He's really cut back across. I think he's trying to bring himself in line with the flag, but Hayden White was pushing down that runner. There was nothing he can do. He was going straight. He was going for that runner. As we see, there's 5 on the next wave here. Kendrick Louis, Ben Carberry, Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, and that's Matty Poole on the top of your screen there. Max Brooks is on the runner behind them there. So these guys are all desperate. Shannon and Nathan Smith, Pooley, they're all trying to get there for pride. They want to win these races. The rest of the boys are racing for points as we see the master get off.
Yeah, Hayden White off in front. The chase pack comes as well. When we saw that little cut off there, well, I kind of have a rule in surf as well. If you're in front, you've got right of way. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's right. There was no dramas with that there as the boys are going in. The interesting one here will be Matty Poole. He'll be trying to chase down and probably help his teammate there. He's had 5 wins from his last 6 races, so he's hit a real purple patch, and he'll be doing everything he can to get to the front, really try and drag his teammate around those cans in this swim.
We banged on about this last week in Interstate. I'll bang on about it again today. The swimming of Matt Poole this year has just gone up next level stuff. I've been so impressed, and I've said 100 times, it's not pretty, but my goodness, it's effective.
Oh, and it's already showing. He's already caught Hayden. The pack's already onto him, so Hayden isn't the best swimmer in the field, and these guys are coming so thick and fast. We're on with Jack Moyes and Tannen Linden there. They're so desperate to catch up. Tannen's desperate for points after missing out in a 3-way tie for the professional series, and they've already caught Hayden White. They're back onto him, and the boys aren't giving him any chance.
Oh, the lead has been evaporated. He's been swallowed up, and it looks like he's going to be spat out real fast, and that's just what this level does to you. You can't afford to have a weak leg, and these swim legs we saw in the women's race, they're so long, they're huge, and this is really going to play into the hands of the likes of Nathan Smith. We saw the sky blue cap of Manly go to the lead as well, and some great swimmers, Shannon Eckstein, Matt Poole, Kendrick Louis, a fantastic swimmer as well.
They're not only some of the best swimmers in Ironman racing, they're just some of the best swimmers in the surf anywhere in the world. So to have guys like that chasing you, it's no wonder Whitey's been swallowed up so quickly, but if he can latch onto the back, make sure he gets around with these leaders coming into his board leg. He'll still be in this race. So that looks like Matt Poole out in front, but Shannon Eckstein, the master, comes up the inside. Perfect line to the cans, gets to the front here. He'll go to the lead, and that's what experience gets you. You know where to be, you know where to position yourself, and it pays off in the end.
Oh, bit of biff around the cans, but position is possession. Eckstein on the inside just did it so easy. Now you can see on the inside as well, Kendrick Louis trying to get up there as well.
That's Luke Cuff there and Dane Farrell chasing hard. They're desperate for points in the Surf Ironman qualifying series. So as the summer's heating up, the guys are getting desperate. The fun goes out of it a little bit because it's starting to get serious.
Oh, they all love a shot at the big boys. These youngsters look like Jacko Maynard from Currumbin. A lot of work for him to do as well back in that pack as they come close to shore now and really starting to dominate his presence in this race. Shannon Eckstein, he has that presence of mind. He knows when it's time to go, and he's showing that right now. He's showing a clean set of heels onto this chase pack. Looks like Nathan Smith, Kendrick Louis, and Matt Poole.
And you know what he's done out in front here is put himself in clean water. You can see the three guys behind Shannon. They're battling each other. They're clashing arms. The water's a little choppy. There's not that smoothness. So by putting himself out in front, he gets clean water. He can relax. He can really focus on technique. And that's why he's putting a gap in these guys. And he's doing a great job of it at the moment. And that's why he's a champion. He knows when to go to the front and really make a move. And that move's really breaking that pack up.
Oh, he made it look so easy. As you see again, Matt Poole goes into some backstroke there as this wave comes, and he stopped a little bit to try and catch this one. So he's in about third spot. Wave coming now for the boys. They come down. Looks like Poole's missed it off the back. And Louis missed it as well. So leaders wave. Shannon Eckstein and Nathan Smith, they deserved it. What a mistake by Matt Poole. He's gone to his back again. He's got to get that out.
We saw it all summer of surf. He rolls over on his back. You stop moving forward. That little wave looks like it's going to peak for you. Doesn't, you miss out. But it's the two veterans of the sport, both Australian Ironman champions. Nathan Smith's been a runner-up in the Kellogg Series, runner-up in the Coolangatta Gold. He's done it all, and he's here with his sparring partner, Shannon Eckstein. They were rivals for so long. Two of the good blokes of the sport.
Oh, two of the best swimmers in the business as well. They showed it. We saw it with Max Beattie as well at Coffs Harbour going onto your back. It's always going to not go well, but Dane Farrell,
he's come out of nowhere.
Matt Poole, he's missed his strap and his board. So it's back-to-back mistakes, and once again at this level, those two mistakes, and all of a sudden Poole was right up there. He's gone.
Yeah, that's it. That's just mistakes you don't want to make as the boys are coming around. That's Jackson Maynard there, Tannen Linden, Jay Finesse there in the Manly cap, Matt Bevilacqua, Luke Cuff, James Lacey, Cam Colbert. Points are so important for these guys. They'll be counting numbers and so desperate, but not this man out in front, Shannon Eckstein.
Oh, points are important. Pace is important, and the pace has gone up a level, and I think the young guys have been caught napping here. The big boys have come out to play for the first time in the summer, and they're handing out a lesson at the moment on how to race. Eckstein 1, Smith 2, two of the most experienced people in the field, and they're really putting on a show.
Yeah, we can see Shannon's just gone down to his stomach there, kicking those legs. As I speak, he goes up onto his knees. Make sure he can get the long stroke out. We see how close his chest is there as the other boys behind him. That's Dane Farrell chasing him in third place. Matt Poole on his tail. These boys will be so desperate to get back on. At this point, they're not going to catch the two in front unless a wave comes. They'll be praying for something on the way in.
Well, Dane Farrell is busting himself there in third spot to try and catch up here, and you can see Shannon Eckstein down on the stomach again. He's just eased off on the pace a little bit and trying to rest up. But look at Farrell pushing on his knees, and he's sucking Poole along for the ride as well.
Yeah, there's a class chasing these two in front. Dane Farrell's a bronze medalist at the Australian Championships behind Shannon and his brother Kane, and it looks like Shannon's just getting a little complacent out in front. He might just be worried about racing for first and second there and not be too worried about the guys in third and fourth, and it may come back to bite him.
No, I think he's got it covered. He doesn't look too bad, but just that pace has just slowed up just a little bit, just a fraction. He knows Smith's on his wash, and he doesn't want to give Smith a free ride the entire way around at maximum pace. When you're in front, you set the pace, and I just think he's setting something that's comfortable at the moment, and look for him to really increase it on this way home. Nathan Smith, it's time for him to go.
Yeah, that's it. He's going to try and sneak up on the inside here and push down these runners, but now there's no holding back. There's no more legs. It's time for the boys to go as Matty Poole sneaks around inside Dane Farrell there, and after those mistakes, he's done a really good effort to get back to that spot. As we see Shannon pushing so hard on these runners, he'll push, sit up, have a rest when the runner dies out a little bit, then push again for the next one. Max Brooks, Hayden White, there's Kendrick Louis as well as the boys sneak around on the inside there. They're fighting desperately for points and for the Surf Ironman qualifying series points, but one wave could bring this whole field back in. They're going to be desperate at the end.
Tannen Linden, Matt Bevilacqua there as well. You forget about these two guys as well. Shannon Eckstein, the current world board paddling champion, and both these guys are former Australian board paddle champions. champs. So you're talking about two of the best board paddlers in the business as well. And look at them pushing for this one. Nathan Smith's had a fantastic finish. His rating's gone up. He rested the whole way out on X9. He's executing this beautifully.
But look at this.
Someone
They're coming.
Dial up the wave. Kendrick Louis from nowhere. Look at Louis. Still on it. Still on it. Kendrick Louis now down it. Oh, what a wave by Louis. And now Matt Poole. And also looks like Dane Farrell. It's going to be a race in 5 to the finish.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, and this is what we feared. There's going to be a race on here. Shannon looks in the best position, closest to the flag. It'll all be about positioning on this one.
Oh, it's all about who's got legs, who's got the best legs. The boys out in front, surely they're spent. The guys that got the way from the back, they've had the rest. Who wants it? Eckstein off first. It's going to be a spin. Oh, maybe too deep of water. Now Matt Poole's come from nowhere. Matt Poole. Oh, he's made the mistakes, but he's made them a recovery. Brilliant job by him. Matt Poole's going to come down. Dane Farrell there, Kendrick Louis. But Matt Poole has pulled it out from nowhere. A rabbit out of the hat. And Poole takes it here for round 9. Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, no luck. Oh, huge finish here in the Open Ironman final at Freshwater Beach. Matt Poole comes from the clouds there in that final leg from Mooloolaba to take the victory ahead of a fast-finishing Dane Farrell and Kendrick Louis of Newport. No luck for the lads, Nathan Smith and Shannon Eckstein, unfortunately, this time around. But you take a look at this list and further down you go, and it wouldn't be out of place at an Australian Championships later this year at North Kirra in their 100-year celebration. An incredible race. Firstly, just talk us through that swim leg. You went on your back for a bit of backstroking. You just missed that wave, and then you missed your strap on the board. It just seemed like it wasn't going to be your day, but you pulled it out.
Yeah, look, it was awesome conditions. The pace was on right from the start. You know, just cutthroat racing here at Freshie. It's fantastic, but didn't have the best start. I had a good swim. I was really happy with that, but then right at the end, I just needed a breather. I was on the backstroke, and I thought I saw a wave coming, and I ended up missing it. So, you know, I thought that, like you said, was going to be the difference between winning and losing a race, you know, when you're racing these sorts of guys. And then I ran around and missed my board, so I was ready to back it in. But, you know, that's the beauty of our sport. You've just got to hang in there, keep fighting all day long. And if that magical wave comes, you can, who knows what will happen. So, you know, I feel bad for Shannon and Smithy. They just led from the front that whole final, and unlucky for them, they weren't rewarded with a wave, and we came down at the end.
And just lastly, it just seems like the results are falling your way at the moment. You just want to keep this momentum going through the summer of surf and onwards and upwards to Aussies.
Yeah, definitely. Look, had a bit of a good run lately, and feeling really fit, feeling really good. I'm enjoying my racing. I think first and foremost, you know, I'm really enjoying myself. So that's kind of showing, I think, in the way I'm training, the way I'm racing, and the results is starting to come. So, look, I'm looking forward to Aussies, but we'll play it 1 week at a time and get through, and we'll see what happens there.
Well done, champ. Congratulations.
Thanks heaps. Thank you.
He's got the Midas touch at the moment. Matt Poole, everything he does turns to gold. And here we go, still leading the overall point score after 9 rounds in this summer of surf. It's a Mooloolaba Club Fest at the moment at the top. Hayden White in second, Matt Bevilacqua in third. And further down the list, the consistency of the Queenslander in Jackson Maynard. And then the local lad from Newport, Max Brooks. As we flip the page there, still all these guys vying for that top 16 spot. They want to qualify for that Ironman final at Newport on March 1, our grand final for the Summer of Surf. And now the important Surf Ironman qualifying series. And the two at the top there already qualified for the Pro Series for next summer in Matt Poole and Kendrick Louis. But this is the big boys chasing a contract. Hayden White and Mooloolaba just 1 point ahead of Max Brooks of Newport and Dane Farrell of Allura. You've really got to put together your 4 best results to try and maximise your points and catapult yourself into that Nutrigrain series. Well, stick with us here on the Summer of Surf. Next up, we head to the sand. It's the Open Female and Open Male Flag Finals.